What's up you guys, Garrett here with the last and final video of the Amazon FBA Beginner Series, where I'm going to be talking about how the wholesale business model actually works on Amazon and how you can profit from it. My whole goal with this video series was just to give you beginners out there who are looking at Amazon as a potential business opportunity, kind of the inner workings of how you can actually make money on Amazon, so you can kind of best choose which specific business model fits for you. Because again, each and every business model will be different for everyone. People have different amount of starting capital, people have different talents, maybe you have better marketing skills. So whatever it is, there's a place for you on Amazon. So I really hope I did you guys justice by making this series. So to give you guys a brief rundown on how the wholesale business model works, essentially how it actually works is we are buying name brand everyday products, Colgate, Sony, Mattel, Nerf guns, all the same type of items you see in stores like Walmart's and Target. And we are buying these products from wholesale distributors or brands directly at a wholesale price, and we are selling them for a markup on Amazon for a profit. Now, there's a little bit more barriers to entry to get into wholesale. It's not like retail arbitrage and online arbitrage where, yes, we are still selling the same name brand products, but to be able to actually land these wholesale accounts and be able to buy name brand products at wholesale pricing, there's a couple things you guys need to have in place. The most common thing you're gonna need is setting up a business entity. Now, this can be an LLC, an S Corp, whatever it might be. I'd talk to a CPA to see which business model. It's different for different states, tax purposes and things like that, but essentially you'd want to set up a business entity. The next thing you're going to need to get is a tax ID number for your business. Reason being is to be able to purchase these products from wholesalers and brands directly at wholesale pricing is you need a tax ID number, because we're not going to be paying sales tax on these products since we're reselling them, and Amazon is actually going to be charging sales tax on our behalf. So without a tax ID number, you're not going to be able to actually purchase products for wholesale. So distributors aren't going to work with you, wholesalers aren't going to work with you, brands aren't going to let you purchase directly at wholesale prices. So if you even are thinking about getting into the wholesale game, you're going to have to set up your business first, get your tax ID number before you're actually ready to go out there and start contacting brands and distributors. So let's say you get your business entity in place, you get your tax ID number, you have all the foundation set, you have your working capital ready to go. What do you do now? The first thing we want to do is identify which type of products do we want to sell. Are we interested in selling toys? Are we interested in selling grocery? Are we interested in selling in the health and wellness category? Shampoos, soaps, facial cleansers, whatever you are looking to sell. Maybe it's video games. So after we've identified what we actually want to sell, let's say we want to sell toys, right? Well, our goal now is we have to go out there and search for wholesale toy distributors, right? We're looking for authorized distributors who represent brands like Mattel, Hasbro, all the popular Disney, maybe Nintendo, all these popular toy brands. We want to go find distributors that actually represent these brands and companies and distribute their products. So essentially what distributors actually do is they are kind of representing these brands and their products and distributing them out to different retailers, brick and mortars like Walmart, Target, things of that nature. And the reason brands actually work with distributors is because brands have a hard time actually, sending their products directly to storefronts. It's just a lot more work. They'd rather sell to a distributor at a lower price and have the distributor deal with getting the products out to retailers because it just makes it a lot easier. They don't specialize in distribution, things of that nature. And in turn, the distributor's purchasing the product from the actual brand, and then we are buying from the distributor at a wholesale price. Now, there's a big misconception in the marketplace, the wholesale space on Amazon. Some sellers say, go directly to the brand. Some sellers say only work with distributors. But the thing is, distributors aren't going to buy from brands if the brand is still selling to retailers at the same price as they're selling to the distributor, because then there'd be no reason to actually purchase from the distributor. So a lot of times with these big major brands, you can actually go and purchase the product at a wholesale price cheaper from a distributor than if you were to go and actually contact the brand directly to work with. Now, this applies more to like mid to high level brands. Again, there's a lot of small brands that actually don't work with distributors. So you're better off going directly to the brand itself. But if you're looking at selling these big high-end name toy brands, you're going to be able to get better pricing from a distributor most of the time than you would from the actual brand. So now that we know how the whole kind of ecosystem works, our goal is to go out and land accounts with as many distributors and small brands as we possibly can. And what you have to realize, guys, this business model, wholesale, is a total numbers game, right? Most of the products you're gonna do research on, you're gonna land accounts, you're gonna get product catalogs. Most of the products you're gonna compare prices, they're not even gonna be profitable or even close. So you're kind of, filtering through tens of thousands of different products in a catalog to find maybe the 0.5%, maybe 1% of that catalog that is actually profitable. So basically everyone's goal with this business model should be, make as many relationships as possible, land as many accounts as possible, see which distributors offer the best pricing, so on and so forth. Now, how much money do you actually need to get started with selling on wholesale? Some people will tell you $500, $1,000. But the thing about wholesale is this business model, you're operating on a lot smaller margins compared to, let's say, private label, right? And the reason being is, these brands are getting their products from the manufacturer, then they're selling them to a distributor, and then the distributor is marking it up to the retailer. So with private label, you're creating your own brand, going to the manufacturer directly, getting your own products made. With wholesale, you're buying name brand products, so you're kind of paying the price for all the middlemen in between that are involved. So let's say the average wholesale product gives you a 30% return on investment. So let's say the average return on investment for wholesale products is 30% return on your money. Let's say if you only have $500 to invest and you're getting 30% return on those products, you're only making $150. So it doesn't really make sense to start with wholesale unless you have, I'd say, $3,000 to $5,000, if not more. Also, another kind of pitfall about wholesale is you're dealing with, a lot more competition on listings, right? You might have 10 other sellers on a listing, and, if you're a small seller, you might go compete on a listing with someone who has millions of dollars in capital. They're gonna keep undercutting you. They don't even know what they're pricing on these products, right? They have repricers running, and products are just another number in their catalog, if that makes sense. So you might go on some of these very large listings, you're already at a 30% return on investment, competition starts undercutting the price, and it really just becomes a penny pitching game at that point. I've heard some of the big wholesalers even say, 30 to 40% of the products they actually send in, name brand products, wholesale, become unprofitable, or they actually lose money on these products after they reach the Amazon FBA warehouses and actually sell through. So if you only have $1,000, you're working on, let's even say, a 50% return on investment. Let's say, 30% of your products that you send in become unprofitable. As you guys can see, the margins are a lot smaller on wholesale. It looks cool, show your sales numbers, you might do big numbers, but just know that if you want to play in the wholesale game, you need a lot of capital. There's no way around it. You're not going to be able to quit your job only starting with $3,000 on wholesale, or really any other business model. But let's say you want to make $10,000 a month, you're going to need like 40, 50, 60 grand capital to invest in products over and over again to actually get a return of $10,000 per month. So hopefully that's making sense to you guys. But for those of you looking for a business model that, hey, you want to sell products that are already selling, you don't want to go create your own brand, market products yourself, you have some good capital to work with, and you just want to go build relationships, order products, send them in, and let them sell through. This could be the great business model for you. Just know that you're going to be working on a bit smaller margins, but again, you can make up for that with the pure volume that you sell on Amazon. So to give you guys one last breakdown, wholesale, all we're doing is we're setting up our business. We're buying products from distributors and brands at wholesale prices, products like toothpaste, name brand, Colgate, Mattel, Hasbro, name brand stuff, video games, whatever it might be, and then we're selling it on Amazon for a profit. So it's a pretty simple concept. There's definitely a lot more work and grind that goes into it, just know that. But there are some people out there that make great money doing it. But again, just know it requires a lot more capital to actually hit those income goals. But guys, that's gonna wrap up the Amazon FBA beginner series. I hope you guys by the end of this kind of got a great idea of how Amazon works. So you can kind of identify which business model you want to go with. as a beginner. If there's any specific questions you want to ask about each and every business model, let me know down in the comments, and I'll be sure to explain them to the best of my abilities. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe guys, because I'm going to be doing tons of in-depth training on all these business models. So I gave you the brief rundown how it works, but now it's time to get into more of the, the inner working. It's like I could show you a car, but you don't know how the engine works. So in the next videos coming up on my channel, I'm going to be going into how that engine actually works. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I sure enjoyed making it, and see you on the next one.